boxes, right? Had to play, huh? When you go for a walk, you gotta play. What? Relax. Yeah, man. You just want to go outside and play with the lizard, right? You want to attack the lizard? Huh? You want to attack the lizard? You want to attack the lizard? Don't go over here messing with it. I'm going to use a jackrabbit. What did I say? Don't go over there messing with it. I'm not playing. That's why I'm going to film you. Thank you. So as y'all know, I hope these individuals didn't come over from Caramillo. I don't think they did. I don't trust every name I see, but you're always going to get a couple of idiots. Then we have somebody to come in, I think might be from my hometown. And then it might not be, but he asked a real stupid fucking question. Thank goodness somebody went on and said something. Some people just can't help their stupidity. And I'm not going to sit there and, you know, we're in a different time. I'm not going to tolerate it. I'll just block you or fucking curse your ass out because you're stupid. I'm not even about with the language stuff. I really don't care. I'm like, I'm here for my people. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. You see the picture there? That's to ask the Chinese, where my people's at? Where are my people's at? You fucking new breed of whatever the fuck y'all are. Y'all need to get it together. Stop, because a lot of us are aware of what's going on. And we know that y'all's fake ass, worthless ass, prime minister, whatever the fuck you want to call him, he's part of the whole thing with all these government officials. But I can't believe that y'all are so fucking stupid to buy into it. Why is that? We got to wake up and realize that the governments are worthless, but all you motherfuckers are still holding on to these dumbass governments like they're really your fucking leaders. Y'all some dumb motherfuckers. So when I was sitting out in Washington, this book, I bought this. It was I like old books. This book was copyrighted in 1977 and printed, I believe, 1978 by Susan Sontag. I got to Seattle, Washington. You can see here, LA Bay Book Company. And bookmarks, I got a bunch of them. I never use them. I need to. I'm always using tags. It's called Susan Sontag. And we're going to get to the reading. I just wanted to say that because I know you're going to, I might say some, if you're going to sit there and put question marks instead of that, fucking ask a question. I put up the video where I'm talking with an English accent, and I says, until falls into my hand, that's what I'll give. I'll give a fuck then. Some people are just so stupid. Maybe they're jabbed up. I don't know. Anyway, Susan Sontag, Illness as a Metaphor, an exhilarating literary performance that surpasses anything Sontag has done before. Now, you'll notice certain sign on this picturesque. You'll see the ears and you'll see the serpent. I want you to pay attention to what you're looking at. Those of you in the medical field, you might have an idea. Now, what does that have to do? Well, you can say scurry or anything. Any disease was considered evil. Well, the personification is based upon man's design. But anyway, or something other. The Cleveland Plain Dealer, around 1980 stated, a deeply intelligent, probing book by one of the most fascinating minds of our time. And the book, what is it about? Again, I'll read it to you again. Exhilarating literary performance that surpasses anything Sontag has done before. Illness illness as a metaphor. Remember we were talking about the power of the mind? In this penetrating analysis of the social attitudes towards various major illnesses, chiefly tuberculosis, and the scourge of the 19th century, as it was known, and cancer, the terror of our own, Susan Sontag demonstrates that illness is not a metaphor and shows why the healthiest way of being ill is one purified of metaphoric thinking. Once tuberculosis was identified as a bacterial infection, it ceased to be a symbol of a romantic fading away or of a sensitive or artistic temperament, and it could be treated as cured. Similarly, we must today cease to think of cancer as a mark of doom, a punishment, or a sign of a repressed personality, and recognize it for what it is, one disease among many and often receptive to treatment. Now, while I'm reading this, because 1940, I think there was like 6 major fucking diseases. And we know the Spanish flu, where it was created, was Idaho, Ohio. I don't want to keep going on. And even like smallpox, where did it come from? You know about the scurvy. We used to talk about it when we were at sea, when I was in the ships, when I was, during my sea duty. This is a good read. I've read it a few times. You can see it, the book is very old. I probably need to put it in something before the paper becomes brittle. It's different paper from what the papers are. What stuff is printed on today. It's very thick, more cottonous. They were still kind of doing the papers, kind of the same back in the 60s and 70s. And except for today, you get, this kind of paper, which is like what's called note paper, like school, which is a little different. So I will go over this. I won't read this entirety, but illness is a metaphor. The reason why, because I need y'all to realize that you're more powerful than anything. And when I said to you numerous times before, we don't tolerate stupidity or the bullshit. We write it off, or we put it aside, or we convene, let them know where the fuck we stand with them. We don't tolerate stupid motherfuckers, y'all. It's a different time. If the motherfuckers want to be stupid, if they're ages, who gives a fuck? I'm saying if they want to be stupid or they want to try the little kid in the caboodle, fuck them. I say kumbaya, come by, my lord. That's all I say. We're beyond we're beyond the other state. So if you feel some kind of way, if you're in here, open your fucking mouth now. Little punks come in, they look, and then they run off and they wait to comment all later, and they ain't saying shit. What does it mean? Stupid ass people. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the reading. I'm going to start off with Behold the Pale Horse, because I really want to get back into that. We're not breaking everything up, just want to get into it. I was going to read Finding the Mother Tree, Discovering the Wisdom of the Forest by Suzanne Simard. But hell, I could pretty much break things down for you when it comes to that. But I will read chapter 3 and chapter, I think it's 6 or 7. I will read that, not today. I just want to make sure I have the books down here, because I love reading upstairs. I get comfortable and I fall asleep in the damn chair, or I climb up on the bed, which is not a bad thing. It's just down here I'm up, windows open. My cat's chasing lizards and birds and shit in the window, so. And I get to see if somebody's coming to the door, because they don't always ring the bell when they drop something off. You know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to get into Behold the Pale Horse. Behold the Pale Horse by William Cooper. It is Namaste. It's just, I guess, I don't think William Cooper would have put that there. I believe that Light Technology Publishing, because of his death, put it there as in to say RIP or something like that. Peace be with you, whatever the fuck. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. HR 4079. As of this writing, HR 4079 is still in committee and has not been subjected to a vote. I guess somebody can look that up and see if it has. HR 4079. If somebody can look that up, I appreciate it. As of this writing, HR 4079 is still in committee and has not been subjected to a vote. It is one of the most deceptive and dangerous pieces of legislation to go in front of the Congress in many years. It must be stopped at all costs. You must call your representative and stop this bill. HR 4079 has included within its pages two provisions that are meant to divert attention from the fact that the bill would declare a state of national emergency for 5 years and would allow FEMA to literally take over local, state, and federal government. This means that the Constitution of the United States could be suspended. Do you know that if it's suspended, it's proclamated to be indefinite? Well, we know not. Y'all need to know this. It's not us, but they have a world and generations of ignorant mofos who don't know no better. Every time I look at new congressmen, this, that, and other, and I see special force guys up there, I think of Mark Luttrell's brother, who's a congressman, I guess out of Texas. And some of them really want to put up the good fight. You look at Dan Crenshaw, and I look at some of the things that he signed without reading it. It doesn't matter that he has a one eye. Let me tell you something. There's good people out there, and then there's bad people. And we know that they're going to select people who are not up to the job, can't see beyond the scope of what they see until they see it, and then it'll be too late. And then those who are willing operators. All right. So anyway, let's get back into this. And I don't like marking any of them, especially Navy brothers and sisters. But got to call a fucking snake a snake when it's a snake. Okay. The diversions used are terrible. If allowed to sneak through, one is a clause that would eliminate the Fourth Amendment to the Constitution to be safe in your own, you know what I'm saying? All right. And the other would eliminate the Eighth Amendment to the Constitution. Do y'all even know what that is? I'm going to read something after I read this last page before we get to the sources, okay? Because we don't need to go through the sources. HR had been passed the House since 1998, and who was the president? Was it an individual from Yale on the select? Pay attention. It's all out there, laid out in front of you. This is their tactical way of playing this game. They are not politicians. Anyway, the diversion would cause heated argument over these two provisions, resulting in some sort of compromise while allowing the declaration of a 5-year state of national emergency to sail right through Congress and become signed into law. If that happens, it's goodbye USA, hello New World Order. Hence, where the fuck we are at today, and thank you, Snoop. Oh, was that Snoop? Excuse me, I didn't. Of course it was. Call your congressman and insist that she deliver into your hands a complete copy of HR 4079. I believe you can PDF download it, I think, immediately. And do not take no for an answer. Read it and defeat it. Add it before press time. HR 4079 may have been secretly passed just as SB 2834 was passed, and HR 4079 may be public law 101647, signed into law by President Bush on November 29, 1989, 90. Well, 90 actually. If this has occurred, then we are already subject to a FEMA takeover. I am attempting to acquire a copy of PL 101647, and this late-breaking news was furnished by a congressional staff member and has not been verified as of January 8th, 1991. So anyway, the sources of bureaucrats get ready for a presidential order spotlight Washington, D.C., July 27, 19. I'm not going to read all that. Okay. I'm not going to read the sources. And if somebody wants to know the sources, I'll go ahead, and I believe there's a page I can pull up as far as HR 4079 and FEMA. That's all it is as far as the sources, okay? And you can pull it up all as well. And next we'll get into the United States, a national emergency, total takeover, and the breakdown. Because I actually went in there and I marked some things as far as certain streets and phone numbers I marked off in here, which are very questionable. But that'll be for the next reading. Okay, now I want to read a little something. I know a lot of you are very intelligent and smart and intellectual, and I want to show you this. This is one of my PDFs. This is one of them out of, I don't know. For God's sake, let us come to a final separation. This is by Thomas Paine. Common Sense, January 1776. Okay. I've read damn near all of it, but let's get something that I save. Here goes one of my notes. One of my notes here. Let's go ahead and pull that up. And let me read that to you. Men who look upon themselves born to reign and others to obey soon grow insolent. Selected from the rest of mankind, their minds are eerily poisoned by importance, and the world they act in differs so materially from the world at large that they have but little opportunity of knowing its true interests. And when they succeed to the government, are frequently the most ignorant and unfit of any throughout the dominions. Thomas Paine, 1776. With great power comes great responsibility, to which they lack both. Their power is fraudulent, and they are very irresponsible. I would read a couple others, Mark Twain and a few other individuals, but we'll save that for another day. I believe a little bit of information is good. Cool. I gotta get some more ginger. I got this ginger unlimited. I'm dehydrated. This does help with a little salt in there, Himalayan salt. It's doing push-ups. Going crazy, actually. Anyway, DNA of the gods, the Anunnaki, creation of Eve, and the alien battle for humanity. Chris H. Hardy. Let me shout out who came in here. Hey, Rondo. What's going on? Gray Wolf. All my beloveds. Scott. New Parade. What's going on? Mikey Hill. Peace, everybody, beloveds. Herbo. Scott. Snoo Snoo. Well, I hope that's the case. West Side, big dog in the house. And I'm gonna read everything once I get done. Papa Daddy was cracking. So we know the idiots who stand by and don't comment and wait till everything's done to say something because they don't want to get burnt by you guys. Anyhow, a bunch of weakling cowards. They couldn't hold a conversation with me if they wanted to. That's the funny thing. Worried about their fucking religion. Hey, Sharisa. Oh, no, you're good, beloved. You're from the East Coast. Why doing this shit? Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this. All right. Total Cherokee sent me something, so I got to go pick it up. Okay, so I wasn't going nowhere because I was exercising my whole day of 7 on 7. That means 7 minutes of exercising 7 times today. 7 minutes. That means if I can do push-ups for 7 minutes, even if I stop, breathe for a minute, and get back down. If I do 30, I think my first set of push-ups was 65. I breathed for a minute. I got down. I did. The next one was about 50, and then I got up, and I think the next one I just did 22, and I was pretty much about spent after that. I mean, my chest was tight than a mofo because I had the shoulders. I did some, Falun Gong. I was outside in the sun with no shirt on, doing the bow and arrow, doing the. It's nice kinetics and isometrics. And then I had my towel and I was pulling one way and pulling. I get stronger like that. Then I took my little 30. I just took the 30-pound dumbbells and I was doing, this. And I was like, you know what? Before I end up laying upstairs in the traction, needing somebody, one of these maids to come by and ring a bell. Can you get me something? I said, that was like, hey, William Robinson. How's it going, brother? Salute. So anyway, we're going to keep it going. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, let's go ahead and get this going. Gas. Y'all know how I get, man. Burping. Okay. Anyway, he, Naram Sen in brackets, he, Naram Sen, defied the words of Enlil, crushed those who had served Enlil, and mobilized his troops, and like a hero accustomed to high-handedness, put a restraining hand on the Iker. Now, let me ask y'all, what is more fathomable? Now, I totally believe in Tartaria. I do. To the 100, to shit, 1,000, to the thousands. But before that, and I visited some places, I could tell you, I knew those things were greater explosions than any nuclear weapon I've ever witnessed or any place I've seen where they've been tested, where we were permitted to at least fly over. And I saw places that were pockmarked, like the surface of the moon. They're still out there. You might be able to Google it. Google a certain word, all right? As far as craters, pockmarked earth, scarred earth. Um, what if these wars between these great ones who created or changed or manipulated or ruled over? Because I can tell you giants are friggin' for real. Oh, they're very, very, very real, regardless of what you want to believe. The word, you know what, gigantism comes from, it means something other than what we think. I could say they are far from titans, but they are somewhere close to like the shin. You know what I'm saying? Gilgamesh was 17 feet tall. Y'all all well of that, just as Nimrod was. Meat eaters, great hunters, who wanted to find that which created them and destroy it. But what would lead them to do that? What would manipulate them? What would have them gather their minions in their mind to believe that they can do that? I believe a great war, a division, a separation happened, and a great war occurred. And I believe the remnants of some of those weapons laid around, hence the mud floods, because I was researching mud floods, and I was always hearing about, and during certain times, the stories written and told that were great explosions in the heavens, which is around us. And then rafts of tornadoes and rain and windfall. We know what they do now, spraying to manipulate the weather. This is not new stuff. Remember the statement or saying, there's nothing new under the sun. It just keeps reverberating over and over. That's why we must ascend, people. Me saying motherfucker and dumbass has nothing to do with ascension or not. That's an actor's guild. You dig what I'm saying? And even with me telling people, it don't matter if they come along, I can still fuck them up. It doesn't matter. It's the words alone. It's driving them crazy. I can just sit there and ignore it. It's got a few of them I've ignored. It matters not. And I want to explain it because most people are pretty brash and they don't get that. Well, what if? I'm just saying. And what if they are very arduous and they believe they won these whatever, and they're still manipulating, pulling the strings, and they have grabbed a source of individuals and they've utilized them over a period of time because they know other things and they want to make sure that they don't just run out into the open and get slaughtered. Is it possible? It's something for y'all to ponder. Okay, let's get back to reading. Naram-Sin smashed the walls of the Holy of Holies of Enlil's temple in Nippur, defiled the place, then attacked the inhabitants and carried off the possessions of the city, a city that was the holiest of Sumer. At which point the gods react strongly and convene an assembly headed by Enlil, and they decide squarely to arrest Inanna and put her to trial. That's how 9 gods, including Enlil, assembled a justice court, the 9 who judge, join in condemning her actions. Their verdict is to put a curse on Inanna's city Agade, the booming actual capital of Sumer and the envisioned one for the future, or the future greater empire. And the destruction of her temple abode was to be carried out right away. Inanna had to flee in the nick of time, leaving behind all the MEs, encrusted in the walls in the Holy of Holies of her sacred temple. We learn from the text the curse of Agade, what some of those MEs were, when the gods who came to destroy her temple took them for themselves. The crown band of lordship, the tiara of kingship. That's why when people say tiara, queen, I'm like, bitch. Anyway, I just left it alone. The throne given to rulership were taken over by Ninurta. Sound like something out of that movie with the little cartoon guys with the karate ninjas. What is it called? Naruto. Yeah, okay, there you go. Anyway, Ninurta. I forget how to pronounce it. I even looked it up. Ninurta. Her twin brother, and Utu, took eloquence. Enki seized back, which was wisdom. And Anu brought back to heaven the awesomeness that could reach the heaven. And that's in Wars 259. Agade was thus thoroughly destroyed, and because of this curse, could never be rebuilt. So I guess you realize what MEs are by now, right? I read them early on, so in case you forgot, there you go. In fact, convening the nine who judge was a customary way of judging and carrying out a punishment in the case of a major crime perpetrated by an Anunnaki. It was a way to gather support and to ensure the lawfulness of the decision. The sister of Inanna had thus convened a would-be jury of 7 Anunnaki devoted to her in a mock trial to have her sentenced to death, thus parodying what was an age-old Niberian custom to ensure equanimity and lawfulness, the architect of the court of justice. We're going to save this because this is pretty long. The enemies of the Great Pyramids. As far as the Second Pyramid War, it's going to be pretty interesting. This is going to be really interesting. This is the one I read ahead. I always got to read ahead a little bit. Not everything, but this is pretty interesting. Y'all going to like that. Nah, I'm not going to read it now. The Book of Giants, The Watchers, Nephilim, and the Book of Enoch by Joseph Lumpkins. Oh, my apologies. I did. I meant to show you the books. The Books of Giants, The Watchers, Nephilim, and the Book of Enoch. It's not like you don't know, but there's other people that may come in, and I appreciate the new subscribers. I respect you, and welcome to the tribe. And there's a lot of things we can do. As I've been talking with certain people who are about to make their transition and get the hell out of where they're at. Now, I'm not saying that's the answer. I'm just saying that like minds and talented individuals got to make a new way. That's all I'm saying right here, because these are pretty nosy. I'm gonna start wearing a mask that distorts my face. It's not like they won't know it's me, right? Unless I come from a different platform without letting them know. Now they would know it's me because it would be on my account, right? Let me stop joshing with y'all. All right, let me go ahead and just read it in. Okay, so we're at chapter 45. When we last left off, we were also another phenomenon I saw in regard of the lightning, how some of the stars arise and become lightning and cannot part with their new form. That makes you think of that movie Powder, the little pale skin, and everybody's trying to figure out what's going on with him. And then he's running in the field, you know, near the end, and he becomes lightning, the star, and he goes up into the ethers. That's called ascension. What's that? Gilgamesh images. There you go. Anyway, let's go ahead. Oh, 46, I believe we're at. 46. My apologies. For I have seen and satisfied my righteous ones with peace and have caused them to dwell before me. But for the sinners there is judgments impending with me, so that I shall destroy them from the face of the earth. A lot of people say, religion. That's like still utilizing the word white and black. What the fuck? Like, wake up. Chapter 46. And there I saw one whose face looked ancient. His head was white like wool. And with him was another being whose countenance had the appearance of a man, and his face was full of graciousness, like one of the holy angels. And I asked the angel who went with me and showed me all the hidden things concerning that Son of Man, who he was, and where he came from, and why he went with the Ancient One. And he answered and said to me, This is the Son of Man, who hath righteousness, with whom dwells righteousness, and who reveals all the treasures of that which is hidden, because of the host of spirits hath chosen him, and whose lot has preeminence before the host of spirits in righteousness and is forever. And for you Jesus-loving fucking freaks, it has nothing to do with that, because that's some new shit. That statement is, and even in the story of Gilgamesh, and even before that, very ancient and very old. And this Son of Man, at least what's been scribed, I wasn't there. And this Son of Man, whom you have seen, shall raise up, and the kings and the mighty from their seats, and the strong from their thrones, and shall loosen the reins of the strong, and break the teeth of the sinners. Now they have something from Matthew. I just can't read the New Testament. I'm sorry, y'all. I just cannot do it. Even though it's in here, I know, put aside your prejudices. It's not a prejudice. I mean, if you want to call it that, then that's what the fuck it is. I'm going to keep reading Enoch. And he shall put down the kings from their thrones. If you want to look at Matthew, it's chapter 13, verse 41. Okay? I ain't reading that shit. And he shall put down the kings from their thrones and kingdoms, because they do not exalt and praise him, nor humbly acknowledge who bestowed their kingdom on them. How many of y'all have actually read the Epic of Gilgamesh? And how about the other individuals I mentioned? The fight, the battles, the beast-like man, and then the one who was sent to destroy both Gilgamesh and Ichabod. I mean, think about it. And then there's more stories to it that have never been discussed. I would advise y'all to invest a little time. I could read them, but check it out. And if you want to further understand that verse, you can go to Matthew chapter 19, verse 28. I am not reading that shit anyway, because it's got Jesus all, fuck that bullshit. And he shall make the strong hand their heads, and shall fill them with shame, and darkness shall be their dwelling, and worms shall be their bed, and they shall have no hope of rising from their beds, because they do not exalt the name of the host of spirits. They raise their hands against the Most High, and tread on the earth, and dwell on it, and all their deeds manifest. It's on the screen, buddy. You can't get through the glass. It's the iguana. All right. Anyway, manifest unrighteousness. The power rests on their riches, and their faith is in the gods, which they have made with their hands. They deny the name of the host of spirits. I'm not going to sit here and convene to say yay, nor say no. I'm going to say, look, whatever is meant to be is going to be. It keeps it simple. But I ain't following no other man. And they persecute the houses of his congregation, and the faithful who depend on the name of the host of spirits. Chapter 47. In those days the prayer of the righteous shall have ascended, and the blood of the righteous from the earth shall be before the host of spirits. In those days the holy ones who dwell above in the heavens shall unite with one voice, and supplicate, and pray, and praise, and give thanks, and bless the name of the host of spirits on behalf of the blood of the righteous, which has been shed, that the prayer of the righteous may not be in vain before the host of spirits, that they may have justice, and that they may not have to wait forever. What are the two most powerful weapons? Patience and time not to be looked at. In those days I saw the head of days, when he seated himself on the throne of his glory, and the books of the living were opened before him, and all his hosts, which is in heaven above, and his counselors stood before him. Counselors. Let's pay attention to the words. And the hearts of the holy were filled with joy, because the number of the righteous had been offered, and the prayer of the righteous had been heard, and the blood of the righteous not been required before the host of spirits. Now you can go to Revelations, and I would read that, but let's go ahead and read the Revelations. Chapter 20, verse 11. Then I saw a great white throne, and him who was seated on it. Earth and sky fled from his presence. It didn't say space, because we're in it. Bing! Bada bing, bada boom. And there was no place for them. 12. And I saw the dead, great and small. Great and small. That means titans, giants, and us. And toi, smaller. Standing before the throne, and books were opened. Another book was opened, which is the book of life. The dead were judged according to what they had done, as recorded in the books. And 13. The sea gave up the dead that were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead that were in them. Sheol would be the last place. And each person was judged according to what he had done. Then death and Hades were thrown into the lake of fire. The lake of fire is the second death. So I know y'all thinking, oh, brimstone. They got everybody because they were burning people at the stake, stench, and all that other stuff. Look at Knights Templar. Who was the guy? 7, 8 years after the fall of the Templars, 13, whatever, when they caught him and burnt him at the stake and he went underground. 15. If anyone's name was not found written in the book of life, he was thrown into the lake of fire. The second death. I don't want to break it down no more because I want you guys to make up your own mind. I don't want, I don't want to be like these religious zealots got y'all believing in fear tactics and, motherfuckers are standing like Goku and Vegeta and goddamn Krillin and all of them and with the Shaolin Temple leather cow ass all over their farms. Hey, you're gonna burn in the lake of fire, you dumb bastard. Hey, open Corinthians 12:7 verses. Hey, nice, all that goofy shit. So misled. There's no hate. I love to hear them when they had patience and calmness and they knew what they were reading, but conditioning. It's a motherfucker. Get with our sister and get you a purchase on. ToLU'S back in business too, I believe, so get with her. All right. Now, I didn't mark this again, but we're at the reset. ADD. Attention deficit disorder. ADD. I have chosen to leave. Exposing the expositions. My fault. 1851, 1915, revised edition of 2021. Who was the 8th president? Wasn't that something Van Bern? What was his name? He's supposed to be in Dutch. First born here in American. First president supposedly born here. And at that time, supposedly, Dutch. Let me help you out with something. They're going to say that he was American by identity at the time because of, and also that he was Dutch. He spoke Dutch. Well, what did the Ashkenazis and all their kinfolk do to all the lands before the 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1800s? They took over identity. So when they say, oh, they weren't Jewish, no, but who was Ashkenazi? Pay attention to these little things. And why was he not re-elected in 1840, I think, or whatever year it was? Because he was corrupt. He was messing up things because he wasn't a real president. Well, once they killed Lincoln, that was it. Every one of these bastards have been subjugating until they got us to the numbers, until they got to a place where they could change the whole geography and destroy the lands and everything else. These motherfuckers have been pretty much the Templars and everything else you can think of that is a scourge on the earth. Whether betrayed and they want to lash out at the world or being led by some other things, whatever, however you want to see it. You dig what I'm saying? What was that? Martin Van Buren, thank you. Well, let's get into this read. Thank you. I just wanted to point that out. If you don't mind, the Democratic Party. Now, if you Wikipedia, they'll say one thing. If you Google, they'll say, oh yeah, the first actual political bullshit. He was against the Republic and the Federalist paper, and the Federalists, which was the Republic. They were against anything that was based upon the old world, Asia Superior, Ameri, the people, us, the legitimate. They were all against us. And he was an advocate for no slavery, but the motherfucker, like every one of them, he earned a wage. You can't make this stuff up. And what was the slavery? Listen, y'all. After the fucking Civil War, all those that were tired, broken, wounded, or without family were enslaved. Those who surrendered because they were betrayed to the Punch Bowl and numerous other places like that. And even to work on the new dams that would flood the cities while people slept. All right. And they want us to be sweet and nice, man. Fuck Antifa, fuck Black Lives Matter. They lucky we haven't taken up arms. I don't advocate violence, but it's going to happen. That's why they have all these exotic weapons and shit. Trigger, 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 please. Y'all must meditate. You must get your head out of hot. Y'all must. You must fast. You must. Come on. Stop being lazy. That's not me rebel rousing. That's none of that. I'm just saying whether something happens or not. Ascension. I'm going to leave y'all asses. Anyway, I have chosen to leave this section exactly as I wrote it. To see how eerily prophetic these paragraphs turned out to be in the late summer of 2019, the word reset was only something used occasionally on alternative historical websites and YouTube channels. By 2021, this word has taken on a new meaning in the general population. See, I was talking about all this crap before this pandemic, and all of a sudden everybody's got wind and everybody's got to publish and talk and write about this shit. Anyway, in the alternate historical context, the word reset refers to something similar or as it does in computer terminology, all right? And when your computer freezes or the game you are playing is no longer interesting, you do a reset and start over from the beginning. He should put something else in there, and I would have put, and maybe he's going to say it, start over from the beginning or change it. Anyway, this theory claims that a group of beings control the actions of this planet. And in parentheses it states, add or perhaps a series of cycles that are built into the timeline system and can be foretold by reading what CRROW 7077 likes to call the sky clock. If it is a force or controlling group behind it, then it is quite clear that it has only one thing in mind, its own benefit and survival. When things seem to go too far, in parentheses it states again, humans know too much of what is going on, and the system is shut down and repopulated, with many speculations of how that is done. The surviving group is quickly made ignorant of the past and become unknowing slaves for the in-between elite. In our recent case, we have been given more daily choices to give to appearance of being completely free. In the 1800s, this can link to the strange orphan trains. And in parentheses it states, seemingly thousands of children, millions, being sent on trains to western U.S. cities. Though there is no real good answer as to where all these children came from, or why all of a sudden in the 1800s was a need for massive orphanages, it is like some sort of virus came and wiped out all the adult population, leaving only tens of thousands of children alive. A population of just children would be rather easy to brainwash into believing any story of the past you wanted. The other thing that arises at this time are insane asylums, hundreds of them, all in what we today would call giant palaces. First, why the need for so many, and why must they all rival Buckingham Palace for their size and ornateness? I think they were not the original function, but old buildings that were confiscated for a new purpose. The insane asylums were for anyone who was not agreeing with the new story being presented for history. If you remember the old magnificence of the buildings and who really lived there and how to use the energy, not go along with the new story, you were deemed crazy, you were put in the insane asylum so as no one could hear your old memories. The same thing basically happened to the native Indians, who were sent to reservations to be hidden away from the rest of society, and their children sent to schools where they were tortured into forgetting everything about their culture. I already played a very important video. You can go back and look for that. It's done early on last week, and it pretty much gives the truth of the narrative I learned overseas and from relatives. They said they used to look and wonder, and some of our people used to go and teach. You can't make this shit up, y'all. What we call natives might either be groups on the periphery of the old ancient civilization, in parentheses it states, a sort of land nature direct caretaker for the main cities, or could in fact be the old civilization who survived the attacks and were driven out of the cities to survive as long as they could in the wilds. Sounds like woodland Indians to me, because we were fighting. And that's a fact. I also feel that stories such as the Cathars and Knights Templar and others are not separate events, but all a part of the same destruction of humanity in the last reset, and may have all taken place much later than currently presented, even as recent as between 1615 and 1812. Well, the Cathars, the Hathors, whatever the fuck, there's about 5 different names for them. I see several of these resets happening over history. One was at the end of the pyramid building period, another may have happened at the end of the temple building period, and another more recent one at the end of what might be called the post-Greco-Roman period. This theory leads far more credence to what we call life on Earth, more being some type of experiment or computer simulation, controlled by basic coding, laws of nature, that can get bent by the outside forces to control the game or experiment. It seems we too have some ability to hack into the same mainframe as the influencers and alter things along the way. The great alchemist, Pythagoras, Pythagoras, oh God, I can't even get the fucking word out. Pythagoras. Oh God, this is what happens when you study languages. Yes, I was studying Rosetta Stone, letting it play. Fuck, leave me alone. You know what I'm talking about, the Pythagoras. Pythagoras. I can't even say his damn name now. All that Greek shit I'm reading. Pythagoras. And such may have learned their own way to hack into the mainframe or reality and make changes as needed. My apologies. Some suggest another reset is coming, but I am not so sure. If they happen when humans have too much control and power, then we would not be at the edge of such a thing because our current world is showcased by how little control and power the average human has. Or maybe humans now are close to opening a giant doorway of understanding, and a reset is required to block that from occurring. This is semi-speculation, in his opinion, trust me. Of course, and time will tell what these resets, what these resets were, and if another is indeed in our short-term future. But what resets were, and if another is indeed in our short-term future. Excuse me. Of course, once one can understand what really gets reset and a reset, then we have a better ability to tell if another is really on the way in the short term. Well, we know that we're dealing with a bunch of perversions, and they're gonna fuck up. Trust me, I've seen it. They already have. But there's gonna be some problems. I just seen it in my dream. That's all I'm gonna say to that. There's gonna be some problems. Oh my goodness. So I hope y'all enjoyed that reading. I'm gonna go ahead and give a little shout out to everybody else. Anybody else come in here? Oh, y'all. Ooh, hey, Lucius Gaines, what's going on? Hey, Herbo, what's going on, brother? Where's the lone wolf? Okay, I was like, Papa Daddy. Okay, let me read. Your smooth voice is a giveaway, bro. Appreciate that. I'm learning something new today. I didn't know the story of Gilgamesh is true. Well, right now there's a big thing with certain Negroes putting all this stuff out on Instagram and YouTube, and with an alien head found in this, what you call a lake that dried up over there. No, they found this big rectangular thing. A friend of mine in the Marine Corps said, "Man, you won't believe, man. You know, I got to see." He's still active, his officer, and so I went and looked at it, the picture, and yeah, they believe it's the tomb of Gilgamesh. All the YouTubers got to sensationalize everything to get views so they can get a fat bag. It's not about being honest and truthful, okay? That's why, I do what I do. Tolo, Cherokee, what's going on, huh? Gilgamesh had a lion for a pet. He carried it around like a teddy bear. He also fought and destroyed one. He was 17 feet tall, and the lions back then were bigger than what they are now. Hey, New Parade, those that know me, DJ, etc., I'm Baby Bernie Mac. DJ's, oh, what the fuck? You had to change your name, man? I didn't know that. You should have said something before. Okay, let me see.
All right. Okay, there we go. And from the East Coast, I already got that on. All right, cool. Oh, it's new. What's it say up here? Let's go back to be responsible and respectful. The snake figure was associated with Asclepios, the great ancient Greek god of medicine, and possessed benevolent properties. It was believed to be able to cure a patient or a wounded person just by touch. Yeah, and we also know that when I read Flatlantis, what it actually really means, for those who remember. And I'm going to be reading Flatlantis again because I believe it would be extra beneficial for everybody to have that read with Noska Foundum and other books that I lined up. I believe they're really going to go together. I believe that they're really going to knock the ball out of the park as far as certain things go. I know those who listened to those readings before, when you hear me talking about some of the things I'm talking about now, I know that it's a good way to key in on certain things. You know what I'm saying? So it's really going to tighten it up with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember your spine, 33, the Atlas, the universe, the Christ fluid, the so-called chakras, the balance, the harmony, the yin yang, the vibrations, the frequency, the snake, the serpent. When we think about the fruit tree, the fruit of knowledge, could have been something other taught or given. The snake's whining, the X chromosome, the cap off, like the fangs biting, so to stop a certain memory or certain traits, to block something, yet we are still so spiritual or energy. We give up 31 to 32 ounces. Everybody does when they transition. And there's so many things. But I'm here to tell you that they want to stop us from physically being capable of attributing this force, this life force, to be the benefiter of it, to allow it to expand and grow. Okay? I'm almost ready to fast until I just become nothing and attain whatever needs to be attained. I am almost at that point. When I think about the Arctic home in the Vedas, Pueblo's revolt, the irrational rationale, the responsibility of self, the concentration, the magnification, everything. And not to make it into some fucking religion. Look up the word religion. That's my brother there, yes. Pharmacology, yes, that's right. I believe I mentioned something similar to you on 104. Oh, yeah, okay. I also download the audio of Will Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse. Yeah, the audio's pretty cool. I have it. I actually have it on my college note. The Mac note. Anyway, the one I got from college, I still use it, and I still get free downloads because of the books and stuff that I purchased. HR, that's the way I read that. That's correct. September 15, 1998. And in there it said it was 1990, but you know how the information is. Bill Clinton was the president. West Side. Upper Daddy, I got you. Listening from the East Coast, Otherwise, when is she? Got you, William. Man, I love that. That's good. I got you, Teller. Yeah, I'm about to head over there and pick it up. I was going to wait till tomorrow. I didn't want to go back outside after being in the sun, all this exercising. I was like, I'll go out there and somebody probably sneeze on my neck. I'm not even worried about it. I'll be like, no. That's why I turn around. I've done it before. Let's see. Wait a minute. That's what's up. Alfred Harden. What's going on? Yeah. I was going to read a little more, but I said, no, that's enough right now. Gilman, yeah, we already went that. Yeah. That was a cub. Supposedly a cub. But the lion he killed and took the cub from was a monstrous. Okay, I'm gonna have to tap on that because every time I go, when it loads up, I go back and I tap on all the stuff you put in there, Snow, to see what you pull up.
I could do it if I was on my laptop and pull it up on the side and actually screen share it, but I'm on my phone.
Papa Daddy. I appreciate that. Well, every day we all learn something new. I think that's a beneficial thing. Just watch the crash course video. Oh, you did? What was that on? Where at, Papa Daddy? Where'd you? I'm gonna say this, Papa. I don't like calling nobody Dad. They're like P Diddy, and oh man, I can't do it. But Pop, tell me where did you? Put it in the chat, brother. Where'd you look at? What was the name or who was it by? Yeah, reptilians went in, right, Snoo? Original Lone Wolf. What's going on, beloved? I got you. Follow your own best interest by any means. That's our walk. Learn to walk together, exactly, and that's what we need to happen. Craig was chanting, exactly. Pope Clement was fricasseed. Pope Clement, but he was also a Templar. Not the Pope. It's the Templars main guard that got away. It was 7 to 8 years later they caught him and fricasseed his ass. This is after the first, when I guess France or whatever started. They started hunting and killing while they were out all in different places. When the numbers were very low, they went out and they started hunting them down and slaughtering them. And they fought back, and many escaped. And it was said that a lot of them came here and hid in England, in Britannia, Germania, even in the Sudans and all that stuff, little pockets, and they reconnected. They were great seafarers and travelers, and they already had it planned out if something was to go bad, because it wasn't like they didn't have the notion something was going to happen. And France, and they met up in disguise, and they recruited and built a lot of these goddamn secret societies today. Who were they? Well, it's speculations are broad and deep, and I keep telling you they come from, for as far as the rabbinical, not rabbinical, the prophetic lines of religion or the ideology, the Athenites, or Gomers. Martin was the 8th president of the United States, 1837-1841, right after serving as the 8th vice president and the 10th secretary of the state, both under President Andrew Jackson. That's right. They say Andrew Jackson, that nigga, because all these motherfuckers are frauds, brought his slaves here, and 2 females he got here because he wanted to make babies. He wanted no damn slaves, but you know how it goes. Let's just gain this. I appreciated that. Hey, that's what else I'm talking about. I was born in Kinderhook, New York. Yes, where most residents were of Dutch descent and spoke, yes, as the primary language. He was the first president to have been, exactly. Been born after the American Revolution, in which his father served as a patriot, so they say. And to create a Democratic Party and fight the South, them niggas want patriots. Anyway, I know. Chat in the grass, and I know that's right. No, I gotta go. I want to come back on and do a little open mic. Oh, Lord, hug a tree, please. I know that's right. Oh, it shut. It's just. Oh, yeah, for sure. Cabrini, the projects all over this motherfucker. You ain't kidding. Our reservations was the projects, still are. Well, yeah. What was that one place in with the rappers? Is that Georgia or is that in Louisiana? What projects is that with they got the little Negro sitting on the statue outside? That's an Indian. And everybody in there, I think Louisiana, all of them in the projects, I forget the name of it, know that they were Indians. You know? When I used to go down to Prince Street projects in Newark, New Jersey, all the old women in there said they knew they were Indians. Brick City, New Jersey. That's right. That's right. Prince Street. I used to be down there all the time. I told you when I went back before they destroyed them bitches, I was still in the Navy. Them motherfuckers was throwing tubs and toiletry sinks and toilets and shit off the roof. Man, I was like, what the fuck? I had to get the hell away from there. It was known to be that almost 1,000 years earlier, but he may have been the first to prove it. That's the theory, right? My father went fishing today. I'm about to throw him on the grill. Oh, damn. Put it on a drone and fly one over here. God damn it. I hope you got one of them 60-pound drones. I'm just kidding. Do not donate. Nothing else. We're going to need... Oh, shit. I know that's right. Clothes, tools, furniture, cars, stuff like that. I know that's fucking right. Hey, Margaret Evans. How you doing? Much love. Why did she? Do your arms, Red. We need another chant meditation tutorial. I will. Waiting to see you. Do you remember, y'all? You know, there's a video up with me. Well, actually, you got to deep breathe. You got to hyperventilate yourself. You got to get the oxygen. You got to make sure that you clear it. You don't drink nothing. You got to be empty. You've got to be as cleansed as you can. That means no getting into the funky shower and getting that chemicals all in you. You wake up, you put on your shorts, women put on your sports bra, whatever. Take your ass out in that sun, face north, get away from everybody, get under a tree or something, get your feet by the roots in the dirt. Don't worry about no ants, no bugs. And learn from the diaphragm how they... But the thing is, when you practice it, they would say, man, you did that for about 2.5 minutes, man. What the fuck you want? I was like, that's it? I was like, next time, let me know. I'll go a little longer. So, yep. So, I do go long sometimes. I mean, and it gets real deep. And it gets almost where I can't hear it in that ring in my ear. It becomes so clear. It's like, it's not a ring. That tune, it becomes so clear. And then I see darkness, like not dark, like I see nothing. So something can emerge. You know what I'm saying? Like a room with nothing in it. And I'm able to walk around in it. And I'll be standing right there, legs slightly bent. And then I get into where I start. I'm doing force, because I know what I need more oxygen from diaphragm. It's no up and down here. So I'm getting all the carbon out, getting the oxygen as quick as possible. So I'm saturating my blood vessels and everything with as much oxygen, as little as there is, as much as possible. And when I feel a little quaint, then I start seeing all the dots and the speckles and not pink elephants and shit like a drunk. Then they start taking shape. And that's my business. What happens after that? You've got to walk into it. And that's when I started going from the to the and it'd be loud. And then it gets so deep. Like I gotta be outside and doing it, It gets so deep that my whole body is vibrating. And then there's been times when I stop and I'm like, what the fuck am I floating? Because I don't feel like my feet are on the ground. And then my feet are that numb. And I'm like, and I open my eyes because I'm like, I hope nobody's scared and I think I done lifted off, because people look at me when I walk and they look at me like this, and I'm hoping, because I do it right out in the front. I used to do it out in the back. There's nobody out there. Everybody's going to work. But because of my chanting, because of my ohms, you can hear me. It's pretty fucking deep. And then there's a rock. There's 3 piled up, and there's a low on top, and there's long. It rains and everything. It never falls off. And even the guys go, how's that rock still there? Right? I'm like, I don't know. But whenever I'm doing it, the rock changes its direction. I ain't lying. I was going to take pictures, but you got to do it yourself. That's why I say what I say. I'm saying too much. Gilgamesh. Yeah. See you. Summer food nutrition menu. Okay. Gilgamesh. That's right. You have the chakra wars. Keep going. I sure will. Appreciate you. I do. Only about 10-minute video talked about going to kill the mountain, then jumped on a boat to go see an old man. Not sure who made the video. Seemed like a school project. Oh, wow. All right. Was it on? What was it on? Like, was it streaming somewhere? Because there's other platforms other than YouTube.
I'm just gonna type it in.
I like to see all kind of new different things. Oh, thanks, Snoop.
I'll definitely tap on that too. No, I'm not going on my TV. Why is it? What's this new thing where they wanted to always go and look like it wants to tap? I don't want it screaming on my TV. That's for the perverts. Look, I gotta see. 10-minute video talked about going to kill the mountain. Let me see. No. Some a lot of games. So I doubt it's on YouTube when they talk about Game of Thrones and fighting, mountain lion attacks, machetes. No, I'll have to look for it a little better. Yeah, yeah. It keeps going back to Game of Thrones though. So if you find out more, let me scroll down and see if you might have put something else up. Hey, Etta, what's going on, sis? Tell Papi I say, hey, what's going on, bro? Tell everybody to say hi. I'll let it hear you on a live stream build. Definitely. You have any additional info on those 38 Indians link in order to have hang? Now, you know what? I have a book on that. It's in the shed. I'm about to pull it out. They weren't who you think they are. They were definitely not these mongrels. That's all I know. And that's a fact. And I don't think Lincoln had them killed. I believe that was done and his name applied to it by these bastards who are in control of everything now, to be honest, from what I've read. To be honest. Equator 7. All right. Let him. Master Jacques de Molay. Pardon. Bada bang. Oui. Merci. Many ultimately, including their leader, were burned at the yes. Runs to a series of trials and look at yes, very much. Oh. Heck you, nigga. Gesundheit. No, appreciate you, Equator 7. Appreciate you all. Big Rondo. I've been guided to do something about the Mashpee Indians. What is that, bro? I mean, what is that? No, Paris, excuse me. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say, bro. What is that? Magali Abrams. Hey. I bet you did was, but we need new one for the new subscribers. Yeah, well, might do one. They can go back and watch that one. It needs some views. Prince Street Projects. You worked in Prince Street Projects, pipe fitter, Lucius? No shit. All right. I'm talking about it, man. All right. That's what's up. Woo! Pipe fitters. That's what's up. I caught this last hour. Appreciate that. Will you stop going crazy over the birds jumping around down on the ground? Jeez. Alexander want to go to war or something. But those apartments had deeper rooms and floors underground. I wouldn't doubt it. I don't know. Prince Street Projects are new. They were built around, I think, in the 70s or 70s, something like that. Those good when fam checks in. With you mind me using your short video when you were dancing with the hell? No, go ahead. Oh man. No, go ahead, man. Everybody can use that. With the rain stick. That's an authentic. That's a South American rain stick. That's not African. That's more Brazilian. The decorations, the decor, and then my cane made by a good brother of ours, Two Spirit Chief, Charles Henderson. It's got my service sister Charisma's hair and claw and
A real deer antler. But anyway, it's made in specifics. You know what I mean? Shaman. Exactly. You don't have to say the words. Yes. Oh, appreciate that, Pop. Oh, you said. Oh, you did. Well, thank you, Snow. I didn't notice it. Usually I see it. Will you calm down, God? I'm gonna give you this. I'm gonna give you some treats. Hiya, Mamma Mia. Come on, Papa. You want to come up? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Papa. Oh, you're all. He's hyped. He just wants to get to the. He wants to get to the little small birds and the. There's a bunch of lizards that always gather. Well, I already told y'all where my feet are. Where I put my feet at and the stones, they gather right in my footprints. I was looking out. He's looking right down at it now. And there's like 5 or 6 of them. They get right where my feet prints are. And they don't move from it. So I don't know. Parlez-vous français? No. You speak the French. Epic of Gilgamesh, the Honorable Caligula. The Epic of Gilgamesh, the Honorable Caligula? Is that what it was? Okay, let me see. Yeah. Is it right? I want to make sure. Yeah. Relax. It's not coming up. I know Caligula was some pretty sick shit. Movie summary. What? Calm down, cuz. The Epic of Gilgamesh, full story. The Epic of Gilgamesh, lecture by Andrew. Oh, it's got who I was talking about on earlier and how they were fighting. There's a whole lot of shit on here. I never looked at all this shit. Let me see, poem. Excuse me, I'm sorry. My apologies, guys. Because I told y'all Nimrod and Gilgamesh was the same, one and the same. And you can even believe it could be in relationship to Enkidu, of Enlil and all those individuals fighting and shit. Oh, here they go with found buried in Iraq, ancient Gilgamesh. Oh, these motherfuckers. All right, I'm going to save that. And I'm going to have to go and check it out. It doesn't say Honorable Caligula. It points to something else, but yeah, I'm going to check it out. Yeah, Alexander. Appreciate that. 24. No, he better not mess with them little listeners, them little friends. Well, I appreciate everybody. Keep that throat chakra going, fam. All of you guys doing me and my multitasking. Can't stop, won't stop, not all day. Rearview mirror, 2-pack. I know that's right. Y'all know what time it is. Hey, look, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go over here and see if they got the stuff in the box. It's about 5 o'clock, so I might wait till tomorrow and go get it. But I want to go ahead, and I might do it. It might be a little late. Depends on if Westside's going to do something or somebody else. If somebody's going to do something, I'll just set up. I'll set it up, and I want to really have some people talk about some of the things. Oh shit, I didn't notice that. Are you bugging? You got the hairball? I didn't even notice. It must have been when I went to the bathroom. Anyway, I gotta clean it up. No wonder you're so jumpy around and everything. You're feeling good. But I appreciate you guys. Much love and respect. You already know. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. An hour and 21 minutes. Like I'm doing real good at keeping under 40 or 50 minutes. One day. I'm probably going to upload some of them damn videos I did that are right around 45 minutes, 35. He is going ballistic, y'all. I'm serious. He wants to get at them. I haven't even looked. I didn't go out there. I wonder if the camera sees him. But anyway, much love and respect. I take off this damn t-shirt. It's all sticky now and everything. My beloved sisters. And to my good brothers, you know it's 2 on the 1. I'm going to get off of here because I got to make something to eat. I think it's about 20 minutes after my goddamn meal time that I shouldn't be eating. Because tomorrow is nothing. No food. Just green tea. Green or mint tea, one or the other. Just sip cautiously throughout the day. I'm making meditation. So if I decide to go live tomorrow, I won't be talking about the fasting. Just letting you guys know. I'll be, and probably my I have we always call it kung fu or traditional suits and stuff. I've got hundreds of them, but also have yoga, like the original yogi pants and shirts and stuff. I'll probably be wearing that, and I'll probably be wearing that all day because I don't wear drawers and nothing underneath. So it's got to be free flowing and it's all cotton. You know what I mean? So I appreciate the donate, snoo. I really do. All right, we'll get there. We'll get there. And I didn't take the money and put it back into my savings account. It's still in the checking. That's what I meant. All right, so I'm hungry, and I know it's going to be pretty hard tomorrow. And I'm not going to ask this, but I don't want to hear nothing else about Jerry fucking Springer. I can't believe the Nick Grosses made up to $60 million off the pain of our people, even as a fucking mayor in Cincinnati and a fucking Democrat. Well, fuck that motherfucker. Goat gun, Sarge here. Oh, these notifications. I'm not buying another goat gun. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love y'all all. And I'm going to sign off. Appreciate you all.